Well, hello, friends. I hope you are having a good Friday. We made it to the end of another week, and it looks like not only Mike Ellis, but Ash Farah, Red Redfern, Marty DeGarmo, all the LCs, basically everybody's trying to put the genie back in the bottle because it's all about the language. So tonight we are going to review just the beginning summary from yesterday's corporate webinar. I do have access to the webinar, but I just don't have time today. Oh, and let me see what Alb said. I see Scam Passive members are putting out videos that are supposed to be the BN ads, but I don't see any of these videos on BN's own. Oh, really? Interesting. Of course not. Hey, Johnny, how are you, my dear? Hey, Linda. Hey, Forest Witch. Hope you guys are all doing well. And Scam Chan, I hope you are doing well too. And I do have Beth, the Queen of Spade, here with me after we go over this like little intro bit, which I believe a little birdie told me that Redfern is the one who delivered this message, and then it's been parroted. And so today, Mike Ellis put out a video, which now is like everybody else is putting out Mike's video because Mike is setting the record straight, I guess. Anyway, Beth, hello, my dear. How are you doing today on this fine Friday?
I am doing fabulous. I had my little one home today, so it's been a nice relaxing day.
Oh, we
And
can all use plenty of those.
yeah, I'm excited to find out why everyone's deleting their videos right now. So there's that. I'm
Um,
not happy with my picture right now, and I thought I had a picture of Mike Ellis, and now I can't find it. So forgive me while I do my meme as always. I'm sure people are very disappointed in me today.
I'm very disappointed. Um, I have not heard all of the webinar, but as far as I know, there was no mention of any activation fees or packages or
Oh,
anything that was due. As a matter of fact, I did see a post that was put out in one of the groups that's like, stop saying anything about activation fees. It's like they seem to have become uber touchy on the language, which before we get into all of that, you know what we need to do? We need to spin the wheel so that
so
we can hear a song. Where is it? On
the
passive.
language of ONPASSIVE. I want to make an Ash Mufara song. I just have to like find time when I can go through and get a bunch of his usual like quote 33.
33, which who knows what 33 is, but it wasn't 28 because I know you guys hate that one.
So there's that. But yeah, I think it will be fun if we make a song, kind of like how I did my Trudeau song, but it's like all of Ash's like sayings. So give me a little bit of time. I'm working that out.
Oh, yeah, finding all of him saying all of those things. Okay, where's
Oh, I know
33?
I can do it, but yeah, it'll take me a little bit.
Okay, hang on just a second and let me share the winner. Isn't this exciting?
It is.
Yeah,
I feel like the pressure is off everyone with the wheel.
I exactly. And I did hear that the supposedly that they've stopped the pending founder positions, but who knows?
But that's the thing is that even if they did, they don't like announce this to people. So if you're in this thing, you're just constantly confused as to what you're supposed to be doing. Because if we can't find where this has been announced, right? Then do you think they can find it? Probably not, because we have access to all the same stuff. So I'm
Well, you
kind of
just gotta
like,
log into the back office.
but that's the thing is even those I know in the back office are like writing me like, yeah, no, there's nothing going on back here. Like it's the exact same it was like a month ago. So again, like they don't even know. And it's like, why are we sitting here questioning this? we should know for sure if they stopped or not. It just makes my
There's
head
a
spin.
lot of things that we should know that we don't.
Right?
All right,
Like, it's like, whatever. Let's
let's
dance.
play the song. Woo! So there we have it, 33. And those two ladies are talented, and I just wish they were singing for something other than on passive, and yet there they are, and that's what we have.
so sad to me. It really is. I see that all the time where I'm just like, this is such wasted potential. These people could be doing something so much better for themselves.
Yep. All right. So
All
this
right.
is the corporate webinar.
Oh no.
And it just says feel rumble. I guess feel the rumble. I'm not exactly sure what's supposed to be rumbling, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm not feeling a rumble.
Why did that sound so funny to me? I'm not sure what's supposed to be rumbling.
Okay.
No.
So
We're
this is
feeling a rumble. Sorry.
Red Fern special update. Now, I find it interesting that Ash puts out a point person to do the speaking for him, that he doesn't have the gonads to say any of this. He appoints someone, you know? So this is what it says.
Uh,
When we get to the video, we'll, hopefully we'll be able to, hear it from the horse's mouth or horse's ass. I mean, you choose whichever end it's coming out of. The company has an open door policy with the US government and legal departments to show them that we are legal and superior.
oh
Now,
yeah.
I don't know what an open door policy is with the government, the US government.
Like, I think that all governments would have the access to your building because, I mean, guess what? If they want to look into something you're doing, they get a, you know, warrant or something. Like, it's not like you're going to be able to keep them out. Let's be honest. So, I mean, technically, they would all have an open door policy. You can't really kick out the FBI from your scam. I'm sorry, Ash, but this does
And
not
then I
impress
find it interesting that legal departments are used.
What? Wait,
So,
what?
because he says with the US government and legal departments.
And legal departments.
You mean the Department of Justice? I mean,
Well, see, that's what I'm like, the Federal Trade Commission. Like, what is he talking about? Because once again, um,
it's vague.
yeah, we have due process here as well. But part of that due process is that if somebody gets a warrant, they would already have a reason to get a warrant. Let's be real. This is a scam. So if they ever did get a warrant for this thing, it would be for a good reason. And then that way they can just show up and they can search. And it's not like you can turn them away at that point. So I don't know what they're talking about because, again, with any of these departments that would look into businesses, it's the same sort of thing.
So it goes on to say this open book policy. So when I see open book, I'm thinking like, are you showing the books, meaning, the accounts receivable and accounts payable?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
This open book policy has been successful in making sure the company gets off on the right foot. Okay, but has it? Because there's been, I mean, let's just go back a little while ago when Ash lied about, being one of the 6 partners of the FIFA World Cup, and that was not the truth. So if you're getting off on the right foot, then I would suggest you don't lie. Corporate has seen a massive shift in professionalism in recent weeks. And let me just say, any degree of professionalism when it comes to this company, I think would be monumental because I don't think we've seen much of anything that resembles any kind of professionalism all week. I mean, just going back to listening to Ash in any of the webinars where he says sexist and racist things. That's not professional.
Well, no, like, not, I mean, has anything here been professional? I mean, even just look at the marketing of like Bill Must, for
Uh,
example. Has right? Like, has that been professional? They're like instructional manuals, like the one that we went through the last time that we streamed together. Not too professional. I feel like it's very, very fair to say that there has been no professionalism in this, like, quote unquote company, like the entire time, any step of the way, like with anything. I like, if we could play a game called Find the Professionalism, and that would be hard. Like, for real though, I mean, like, it's not only Ash though, it's and like that's the thing with MLMs is that you can't really reel in the unprofessionalism because it's a bunch of consultants all over the place working, right? But most of them have like a compliance and rules. This one doesn't even have that. They just have Ash come on webinars and like yell at them. It's very odd.
And Alb says Ash is just lying. He's probably already under investigation, and they kicked down his door and won't let him put up a new one. And
That's why it's open door policy.
let's not forget that, OnPassive was one of the over 200 companies that received a letter from the FTC.
They're also on the FTC and all of the watch lists here as well for possible scam right now. Like, they have made that list where all of these agencies, I guess, and departments that he'd be talking about are kind of tipped to him now. And the fact that he wants to open up this company that hasn't done anything. So they're all kind of just waiting for him to, like I said, get these monthly payments where there's actually a money exchange, and then they can kind of decide what's really going on here and how much of a scam it is.
Well,
So again, it's like they will have access to this thing if they want to, and whether or not he has an open door policy.
I have a feeling that there is a file on Passive somewhere. Now, what is being done with it and how much is being done with it, I couldn't say, but just because of the FTC receiving the FTC letter is like, okay, you're on watch there. You're also on watch on Truth in Advertising, which has done a
Yeah.
couple of articles.
The Better Business Bureau too is like,
Yeah.
kind of aware of them. And here in Canada, some of our departments are also aware with them. But like I said, they can't really do anything other than watch right now and then send out those letters until the money exchange of these monthly fees start. And that's why sometimes I wonder if he keeps putting it off. I wonder if he knows that. So he's like putting it off because like what's he taking their money for, Like, it's going to be a scam as soon as that happens. He won't be able to disprove it. That's the only loophole he has, is that there is no constant money exchange right now. Once that happens, then, we can kind of start reporting them again for what they're doing. And then it's over if he can't provide what he promises.
The legal department and government officials who will go unnamed are not happy with the words that are being used. Founders, especially in India, are still using MLM terminology in their videos and on social media, which is not acceptable.
Okay, but here's the thing. Like, even if he wanted to make this a rule, whatever, he could do that. Technically, he's allowed to come out here with his private company, because this is technically a private quote unquote company. And he can be like, I don't want any MLM terminology used when you're promoting my products, which don't exist yet, but whatever. But then explain to us what that terminology is. You would then have to provide us a list of like all these terms that we would not be allowed to say if we were in this company, right? Like, you can't just be like, guys, stop talking like you're in an MLM. And
that's
then
going to make it not an MLM.
yeah, like, this is what I mean. he comes out and he does these speeches where he's like, okay, guys, stop talking this way. But it's like, okay, but define MLM terminology. I mean, we can all sort of define it right now if we wanted to. But when you're in an MLM like this too, and you're deep in this thing, to you, you might not be able to define the difference, right? Like all sales terminology, sorry, would be considered like MLM like to you. So he really
Well,
does have to define and like lay out what those terms are, what the things are that he wants people to say and doesn't want to say. And again, this is where the compliance would come in. If he actually had an area like a PR legal department with a compliance, right? Then they would be able to very easily do this. And then they would have a list of all the terms and the terminology that these founders were not allowed to use. But he can't just come out here and make an announcement like that and then expect everybody, especially across different countries and cultures, where terms mean different things and like different tones and whatnot makes things different, mean different things. Like, let's be real, right? Like it might, something that's MLM to us might not be MLM sounding in India. So you can't do that without defining
well, two
exactly
things
what
I want to address how they've started using a new word, blesser. And before I get into that, look at what Barbara said. So she said, Ash said on 10/20 corporate webinar that any founder can get a refund at any time. So on 10/22, I requested refunds through my back office for the 2 positions my husband bought for me.
Yep.
Support sent me an email with directions to get my refunds, which I followed. They then
Yep.
locked me out of the back office with no way to communicate with them.
No, Ash, you got to
Lovely.
give her back her 2 refunds.
I am so sorry, Barbara. I am so
Like
very sorry.
basically, like you have until the end of next week to give this woman back her 2 refunds, or else I'm reporting you as not giving her back her refunds.
That's so wrong on so many levels. So I would definitely, Barbara, I would definitely report it to the FTC. I would definitely report it to Truth in Advertising. And you can see at the bottom, I have these things scrolling along where you can go and make reports. And yeah, even to the Better Business Bureau, I would, just start getting your story out there about what happened. Because what you're saying, I don't think is an anomaly. And that is something that really bothers me, that this seems to be more, the typical course of action. Okay, the second thing I wanted to talk about is like they have talked in the past about having teams. They've talked about someone being their sponsor, but now they no longer use sponsor. They talk about their blesser. So they're just
What?
changing terms. Yeah. Their blesser.
Blesser. My blesser. The person that blessed me with this scam.
Yeah. So now they're praising their blessers.
Do
But
they use
again,
the term
you're splitting
praising?
hairs. You're changing words. Just because you change words to something else doesn't mean it's not that other thing.
No, it's like that still means MLM hun to me. I'm
Exactly.
sorry. Or consultant, distributor. And like that's the thing, is that as soon as you have someone signing you up for something and then you're underneath them, you're kind of in an MLM if you're buying a starter kit or a membership. So like, what does he want from these people?
Okay, so this goes on to say, if legal I guess the legal department, but doesn't say that. If legal determine your communication is unacceptable, whatever that is, because it's like, you're okay, are you not going to tell them what is acceptable and what is
No,
not acceptable?
exactly.
You
They're never
could
defined.
be terminated. Now, here's where it gets into something. No money talk, no income projections, spillover, levels, upline, downlines, we can communicate the massive potential of on passive without using these terminologies. Thank you.
So it's only those terms. And then bringing up how much you can make, which they do, the LCs.
Well, I mean, good luck putting that. Oh, they dropped the blesser term late last week. They temporarily went back to sponsor until yesterday. Okay. Maybe I should realize that blesser is synonymous with sugar daddy. Wow, I didn't know that. I am so glad that you're here to give us that insight, Monhun. I
I
appreciate
didn't
it.
know either.
I mean, it's hard to keep up with all of these things. But I mean,
I'm old.
this is like, okay, how are you going to describe a duck without talking about webbed feet, a beak,
Yeah.
feathers, that it flies? It's like, what words are they allowed to use, and what do those words mean within this context? And how will
Uh-huh.
people understand what those words mean within this context if they know nothing about unpassive? If they
And
just start
or
basically making up language.
or even MLMs. Let's be real. Some of the places they're preying on, it's not like they have massive MLMs there. So it's like they wouldn't really know what that means. Like I said, like to them, it's like, well, what the hell do you mean MLM, you know?
Yeah. And also, there's so many videos across YouTube talking about potential income, talking about all kinds of things about on passive, from some small, very, very tiny channels to larger channels. So how are you going to be able to go like, oh, got it. Okay, we're putting this genie back in the bottle. It's already out there, and it's been out there for years.
Yeah. Yeah. And like the information's already been released.
Yeah.
So you can't like unrelease it.
But now we're going to admonish people and say bad, bad, bad if you use any of these terms, and you can lose your position.
Yeah,
Even
careful. You
though
might get a dear there letter.
all this other time, that terminology was being used by Ash and by the LCs.
But that's the thing. Like, he also didn't say, is this just going forward? Or now do they all have to go back and delete all their past stuff?
Well,
Because
I'm
now we're
glad
gonna
you
look at the
mentioned
past
that
stuff with the
because
new rules, right?
this brings us up to Ellis's video. Let me put on
All
my
right.
headset.
Perfect.
Because
I
this is
got
a
my new
short one,
picture
and
here.
so if it's so short, and if my husband's not here yet, we can read a little bit more of the summary. But I still do want to watch the video and speed it up and like hear the actual words spoken.
Yes, because I would like Mike to explain to me why he has deleted several of his videos and what that is going to do for this letter.
Okay, first of all, okay. So here this do the right thing. It's like everybody is coming out with this do the right thing when you're looking for like Mike Ellis. It's just like do the right thing, so it's like all of a sudden now Mike has become the poster child for this is what we need to do, guys, which
Huh.
just I think is creepy. So
That's weird because he used to get his info from Marty, if you remember. Like all of his videos, he'd come on and he would like start talking about what he was going to talk about. And then he would be like, I'm Mike Ellis, by the way. And then he would be like, so I heard me and Marty were talking. And it seemed like he was getting like all of his information from Marty about what was going on. So is he now like above Marty? I don't know. It's like, what happened to Marty?
So Joe says that he looked at Jeffrey's, Marty's, and Red's channels. They deleted most videos from 2019 and back. And that's the whole thing, is that they're, again, trying to put the genie back in the bottle.
Yeah, I
So
don't know what that
let's
does for
hear.
today.
Let's hear from Mike.
Yay!
Yesterday, Mr. Mufara came out and did a corporate webinar for the founding members of ONPASSIVE, those individuals participating with ONPASSIVE. And if you blinked, you missed it. Yesterday, Mr. Mufara talked about a lot of things. Some of the things I can't talk about on this video because they were proprietary. But I do want to come out and talk about a couple of things and really bring clarity to what I heard and what ONPASSIVE expects of me and to the founding members of ONPASSIVE. Ash Mufara came out and he introduced a lady, Dr. Soho. And Dr. Soho is an individual that is going to be giving all the founding members guidance as we move forward. And as I listened to Mr. Mufara and Dr. Soho talk about what they expect from the founding members, it made a lot of sense to me. And what they want to do is unite everything in ONPASSIVE, including the founding members. They want us on the same page. They want us all moving in the same direction at the same time. And really, that's what they were conveying to me and to the founding members. Now, as I listened to Ash and Dr. Soho, they talked about language and the language of ONPASSIVE. And they talked about what we could say, what we couldn't say, how they wanted us to talk about ONPASSIVE as it is today. And as I think about ONPASSIVE, the way we talked about ONPASSIVE 3 years ago or 2 years ago or 1 year ago, it's just not appropriate for today because ONPASSIVE is so much bigger than what we talked about. And Ash Mufara and Dr. Soho want us all on the same page talking about ONPASSIVE in the same manner. Obviously, we're different people. We talk a little differently, but they want the gist of it to be the same going out to the public, really going out to everybody in the world. And it all has to do with language. I did a video probably a year and a half ago about the language of ONPASSIVE, and it was appropriate then, and it's even more appropriate today. You have to use the proper language in ONPASSIVE to stay in that place where the regulators want us to be and to show the vision of ONPASSIVE. As Dr. Soho talked to us, she talked about language and how important it is. And it really is. If you don't use the right language, you're not going to portray the vision of ONPASSIVE. And the vision of ONPASSIVE, it has evolved. It has changed from 3 years ago to today. It is a different dog altogether. It is absolutely massive. And the language we used 3 years ago, it's just not appropriate. It's so much bigger. It's so much more revolutionary. It's going to do so much more in the world. The language had to change. Now, as I listened to Ash and I listened to Dr. Soho, I wasn't quite sure how to take it because I have done a lot of videos over the last 3.5 years. And I understood listening to them that the majority of that content had to come down because the language was wrong. It just wasn't appropriate what I said 3 years ago as to what it is today. And I knew they had to come down. And I was a little apprehensive at first, but then I thought about it a little bit. And I thought about what Marty DeGarmo, Dan Street, and myself had been doing over the last 3 months. We have been modifying everything that we say about ONPASSIVE because ONPASSIVE has changed so much, because ONPASSIVE has gotten so much bigger, because ONPASSIVE is just, it's just absolutely massive today. And the language that I used 3.5 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, just wasn't appropriate. So I thought about it, what Marty, Dan, and I are doing, and I said, well, this isn't a big deal. The videos I made, we're not going to use them. They're out.
Okay, I just love this. This isn't a big deal. Meanwhile, all of these people have hundreds of videos saying all of this stuff. But now it's really not a big deal, guys. It's no big thing.
Yeah, like we just have to delete all of those videos though, guys. But it's not that big of a deal. I'm looking up Dr. Soho right now though, and the only one I could find is one that's in the UK that does like plastic surgery. So if anyone knows how to locate what doctor this is, let me know, please.
Now, we'd like to know who this person is and what their background is, because now just Dr. Soho, just that name is just thrown out. And, who knows if that is the full last name, because they will remember they were using first names.
Dated. Why would you use that? We're already creating new content for the new ONPASSIVE. And when I say new ONPASSIVE, ONPASSIVE has just evolved over the last 3.5 years. It is just different today. It is so much better today than it was 3.5 years ago. Why would I use that same language? So it was an easy thing for my mind to wrap around. And I got rid of probably 95% of the videos I've done in YouTube. Now, initially, it was a little hard to do because it was a lot of work. There was a lot of work involved in making all those videos. And I had people come up and say, you did what? You got rid of how many videos? And their response was, well, what's that going to do to your YouTube channel? What's that going to do for your branding? What's that going to do for you monetizing your business? And I thought about it. And I said,
Yeah,
I don't
really.
care. I don't care about YouTube.
Okay.
I don't care about YouTube, but I have to ask this. Is he getting paid in some other way? Maybe he has not gotten those super chats that we've seen like Marty get,
Yeah,
but is
really.
there some other way that
I don't
money is
know.
being funneled? So for him, YouTube is no big thing. But there are other people who have made a lot of videos that maybe those videos and what money it has brought in, because nothing else about OnPassive has brought on in any money for anyone at all.
Yeah, the first ad that I see whenever I look up ONPASSIVE too, by the way, is an ad that says it's time to leave your 9-to-5 job behind and follow ONPASSIVE. And that's from the ONPASSIVE Canada Facebook. So they apparently aren't doing that great of a job. I'm just throwing that out there. Yeah.
I don't care about my branding. I don't care about monetizing.
Okay, and by him saying that, then that's implying you shouldn't care about it either.
Yeah, like I'm confused then because they're going to tell everybody to brand here.
Yep. And so how are you going to now, if you've been branding yourself with all of this OnPassive nonsense, but now you got to backtrack and rebrand yourself?
Delete it all. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, imagine when you were with Cincy, if Cincy came out and was like, okay, everybody who has made a video about Cincy, you got to get rid of it.
Oh yeah, I don't take instructions like that very well at all. That's why I have a copyright strike on my channel. So no, I wouldn't do it. But I would kind of be like, I mean, the only way I would do it if I looked at them and then went, oh, okay, you want me to leave? Peace out, and then deleted it because I was no longer with them anymore. But I wouldn't be staying for that because I would kind of be like, why do I have to delete all of the ones I've already done? Thank you. I put work into this. What do you mean?
And that's what I mean. And but Ash has these people so manipulated that if he says jump, they're going to jump. So even if that means people could be impacted negatively monetarily because now, they're not going to get, and I'm just making up a number, $50 a month from YouTube AdSense. Yeah, it's like, really? Maybe you should have thought of all of this bullshit before you started spreading your nonsense 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Maybe you should have had a plan in place before you started to just go off on everything. Oh, let me see. Dr. Soha. Oh,
Yeah,
I
so
can't.
she's very into the COVID, this doctor.
I'm going to have to look that up. Okay, let's keep on looking at Mikey Poo.
In that particular way. None of that matters to me. The only thing that matters to me is ONPASSIVE and doing what's necessary to move the ball forward on ONPASSIVE and get to that place where we all want to be. Product launch to the global market. Now, Mr. Mufara and Dr. Soha, they talked about the corporate structure of ONPASSIVE. They had to put the reins back in the corporate structure of ONPASSIVE and give us guidance. Dr. Soho is going to do that. But they also talked about the corporate structure as far as where they're going, and they are moving at breakneck speed. There is no problem with the corporate side of ONPASSIVE, okay? The problems that they have are on the founding side, the founding members of ONPASSIVE that aren't using the right language and doing things they shouldn't do. That's why Dr. Soho is coming on, giving us guidance and telling us the things that we can do, where we can move, and how we express ONPASSIVE to the world. That's a really, really good thing. But here's what really good thing. Here's what's going to happen. As we move forward today, if you have content out there that isn't appropriate for ONPASSIVE, take it down. You've already seen what I've done.
Wait a minute.
And
Wait
most
a
of
minute.
that content that I did.
Content that is not endorsed by ONPASSIVE. So now, before you put out a video, ONPASSIVE has to go, yep, thumbs up. You can put that out. What kind of trickery is that?
I don't even know how the hell that would happen. Like, and this is what I mean. They don't have a compliance team or a legal team. So who the hell are you sending them to even look at? To be like, yeah, this one's okay. Like Ash has to look through all of them. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm saying. You can't make these goddamn rules and put them on people without properly defining things in detail and then without actually having people that can reinforce these rules and watch these things to ensure. If you're going to turn around and say, oh, we have to endorse it, you have to then provide a way that it can be endorsed.
Well, yeah, and then how do you know it is endorsed? Do you now get a stamp of approval that is on that video that says endorsed by ONPASSIVE? Thumbs up?
Well, I would hope so, because, I mean, technically, yeah, you would have to. Or else I don't want to be the one that has to figure out which ones are and which ones aren't. I can tell you that much. Don't hire me for that job. Poor Julie.
And Monhun says, maybe it wouldn't be a problem if the founders had some direction from Ash on what is expected of them and not change direction every webinar.
Right?
Very well said. Exactly.
And that's what I mean. Like, he throws out these rules, doesn't actually give them proper directions, never fully defines anything. There's no one that's actually regulating anything here. So it's like, what the hell is the point? We're just all sitting here talking, really, throwing out ideas.
It's to scare people.
Yeah, like that's really the only thing it could be for at this time, is like an intimidation tactic, a control tactic. Other than that, it's like there's no other reason for this.
It's just a bunch of bullshit. Okay, let's finish up Mikey Poo.
It was pretty good content. It just wasn't appropriate. Take it down. If you do not take it down, if you continue to make problems for corporate, and corporate has to go back instead of forward to take care of founder problems, there will be consequences. That's all I'm going to say.
And again, who the hell's corporate?
You can figure out what those consequences are going to be yourself.
And what is this?
If you have
there's going to be consequences, and you can figure out what they're going to be. So you're expecting people just to read between the lines, and you don't even know what those are, Mike. Unless if you do, then why don't you come out and say what those consequences are instead of being so fucking coy?
I mean, a moment ago, the consequences were that you were going to be losing your account, remember? And now it's consequences we don't know. But that's the other thing, is that you actually would have to tell people what to expect. If they broke this rule, what happens? If they say this thing, what happens. Like, you can't just announce this stuff to people, be like, now follow our rules, kids, and then move on.
Yeah. Are rules that are not really written anywhere that can change tomorrow based on which direction the wind is blowing. Corporate is Jose complete with his mop and bucket.
But see,
Oh,
you just basically said why there's no rules. And it's because, like, they change things so much. They don't write anything down. I think they want to be able to do that. Like,
so
I don't know
Monica
why else
says,
you wouldn't have it written down.
watch Ash begin charging content creators a per minute fee of $30 to clear all on passive videos before they're allowed to be posted.
Shh, don't give him ideas. He's probably watching this. It's like taking notes.
Because we know that he watches us. But oh my goodness, I just can't imagine when I was with Beachbody. Now, granted, I didn't do a lot of videos like on YouTube with Beachbody. I did stuff on Facebook and everything. But I can't imagine if all of a sudden Beachbody was like, those free groups you've been running. Yeah, you can't do that anymore. Be like, peace out. This is what you've been telling me to do and how it's going to, get my business going if I do that.
Yeah, like, I had to post a lot for It Works in Scentsy, and I just think, like, someone came and they were like, yo, you gotta take all that down. I'd be like, no. I didn't even have Scentsy tell me to take down my old It Works stuff. So, like, this is weird.
Stuff out there that shouldn't be there, just take it down. Start taking the guidance from Dr. Soho. She's going to be giving tons and tons of guidance very, very quickly in the next days, weeks, and months. She is really, really good. Just follow her guidance. Really. She will lead you in the right direction. She will never put you in a place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know who this woman is. Nobody else seems to know who this woman actually is. So, like, to just be like, we're going to start taking instructions from Dr. Soho. She's really, really good. Like, can we get an idea of what kind of doctor she is? Why her expertise here is necessary?
And what is her expertise?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, if she's a dentist, for example, I don't really know what she's going to teach me about this place. But if she has her doctorate in, like, business or marketing, then I might be willing to listen a little bit. And this is what I mean. Like, you can't just be like, doctor whoever, let's go listen, and then not tell anyone anything else. Drives me nuts.
Agree.
Place that isn't better than where you were. She's just that good. She really, really is terrific.
They need a shrink.
She's really terrific because I say so.
Yeah, like, this is what I mean. It's just basically like, source me.
Just trust me, guys.
Meanwhile, I can't find her. Scams. There's like a few of them out there, so I'm having trouble like finding which one it is. So I'm assuming like others wouldn't really be able to be like, oh, Dr. Soho, yeah, for sure.
That's the whole thing. Remember in the last webinar, they didn't want to use like first and last names because they didn't want people looking people up. They didn't want people friending them. They don't want people to have any contact with any of these people that they've all of a sudden brought on a dog and pony show webinar to try to legitimize this bullshit.
Yeah, well, that's too bad because I'm the type of person where I better be able to research someone. You want me to listen to somebody, I better be able to know like where they come from, what they've been doing, what their doctorate is. Like I said, if they're a dentist, what are they going to do for me? Probably not much. But if they have a doctorate of like marketing, business management.
Well, Barbara says that Dr. Soha spoke on the most recent corporate webinar, which we will watch. She was introduced as a marketing expert. But what does a marketing expert mean? What is your degree in?
Yeah. Like, I mean, anyone can be like, I'm a marketing expert, but then they can be a dentist. And that's why they're called a doctor. My dad was called a doctor and he had his PhD in chemistry. My mom was called a doctor. She had a master's degree. So I need to know, like, what they're a doctorate of and how that would help me. Because marketing expert, again, doesn't mean anything unless you say to me, she's a marketing expert that has her doctorate in like business or marketing or whatever else, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so annoying.
That's kind of what I heard on the webinar yesterday. It was all good. It was epic. The things I can't talk about are just out of this world. They are so cool. If you're a founder, go back and take a look at it. Read the review, watch the video. You'll hear. You're going to get excited about where we are and where we're going. And that's what I'll end with.
Probably not.
Dr. Soho ended her little time on the webinar, and she said, listen, she's giving us guidance, guys. She's going to come out with something very, very quickly, very, very soon, and it'll rock your boat. What does ONPASSIVE do? ONPASSIVE, it changes lives, and your life is about ready to change very, very soon.
You didn't say
so as I think about what's happening, just stay engaged. Do not blink or you're going to miss it. As Ash comes out, as Dr. Soho comes out and gives us information, I'll come on and do more videos, and you'll be able to see those videos. Going down below, subscribe as we put more videos up, more content up. If you subscribe, click the bell on the right. You'll get notifications as we put that content up. We're in a really, really special place right now. Ash's webinar yesterday.
Special place, that's one way to put it. Maybe you're in a tight place and not really knowing which way to turn because of this massive shift.
Yeah, I just want to know why he's telling people to subscribe and put the notification bell on if he doesn't care at all about the views and monetization of YouTube. Just wondering. He says it more than you and I do combined, so I'm just wondering.
It's probably one of the best webinars he's done. It really was epic in every way, and I'm really excited about what Dr. Soho is going to be sharing with us in the next couple of days.
Michael Williams
and what's going to be coming at us in the next days and weeks to come. We're just in a great place right now. If you haven't subscribed, go down there and subscribe, and then just get ready. Your days, your weeks, your months, I believe in my heart, they're just going to get better. Life is going to get better, and it's going to get more exciting. Why? Because it's ONPASSIVE, because ONPASSIVE is never stagnant. It's always changing. It's always getting better. And because of that, we're getting better. So that's it for today, guys. Have a great week. I hope this helps a little bit. Get rid of some of that spinning in some of the founders' mind. We're in a good place. You're in a good place. And moving forward, just going to be good. Take care, and we'll absolutely see you on the inside. Bye.
So there we have it. There we have it. Now, I'm wondering, and I haven't looked, if Marty did a video.
Yeah, we can look.
I'm just curious of how this is being perpetuated, because everybody's posting, Mike's whole thing, do the right thing. Oh, let me see. This is weird. I'm not seeing an update. It's like usually they all have an update about an update about an update, and there's not. Isn't that strange?
Know. I would hope that they would wake up a little bit at this point and be like, why do we have to delete all of our past stuff,
Let's see. Has Bill Musty, has he made a new video?
Bill Musty, probably. He likes them.
Well, here's something about from Red, but it's not, I don't see it on Red's channel. Weird. And there's also one from Chris. live after Red or before Marty, and we have Reds also that are on Bill Muss's channel.
Weird.
Yeah,
It's on Passive Watergate.
it's very odd. Red is 45 minutes. I don't know how much time I have. Let me see. My husband was trying to hang on a second. I have.
Yeah, I don't think Michael Williams has a PhD, but wasn't he a dentist?
No, that's Bill Williams.
Oh, that's Bill Williams. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then no. Because even I think in dentistry too, I don't know if you actually have to have a PhD to call yourself a doctor in that.
You have a doctor of dentistry. So it's not a PhD.
Okay. See, there you go. I thought it was something less. I didn't know what it was called. So it wouldn't be the same thing either then. Amway is teamed up with Amway. Amway is teamed up with Boo. Probably.
Oh, really? Why is that just not surprising?
I don't know. They teamed up with Longevity, though. Boo. They're going around teaming up with whoever they can right now. They're back. Mentorship. That's
Hey, let me see. So what we can either because Chris's video is under 20 minutes. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. And Red's is 40. I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. Oh,
bless you.
Goodness.
Oh, Amway teamed up with Apple.
Oh, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So do we want to check out what Chris has to say, or do we want to try to get through Reds? Does anybody have a feeling? Beth, do you have a preference?
No, I don't mind either.
Says Reds.
Stricardo says Reds.
Yeah.
I think most people like Red the best out of, so that he's the easiest one to listen to, if you will.
Yeah, and let me see if maybe I can speed him up just a little bit in case.
Probably.
Okay. Give me a second here. Oh, because we might as well look at what else is everybody, saying. I just find it alarming and interesting at the same time.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, here we go.
He's on a boat. Okay, sorry.
Oops, sorry. I stopped it.
Okay. Hello. How is everybody? Good to be here. Just a quick comms check. Make sure you can hear me and see me okay. And then we'll get cracking. If you just put it in the chat. Loud and clear from Holly Bugs. Lovely. Elsie Patch, thank you. Anjamo, Roy McPhail, Josie, Abdi Alosso, Mino Miller, Lynn Longmire, Sean.
Oh, good Lord.
And Alexander.
Okay.
Absolutely loved it. There was something for everybody in this webinar, as far as I'm concerned. A lot of information was given. Again, I will do my best to recap it. But as always, I suggest that even if you were on live, that you listen to the recording once again. It is in the back office underneath updates.
I'm not watching it twice.
Well, must thank, as always, the 4 people
once
who
it's
put it
painful
all together.
enough.
And that is Peter Sarer, Daryl Cook, Dan Street, and the lovely Janet from the Bahamas. They do such a good job of putting it all together. They really do a fantastic job. And quite frankly, without them doing it, a lot of people would certainly miss a lot of the information because sometimes you hear it, but it doesn't sink in, does it? And you actually have to read it a second time. So make sure you have another listen to it. Make sure you go and have a look at it because it will do you a lot of good if you do, because always hear more when you listen to it again. Anyway, without further ado, let's crack on with the recap of yesterday. Again, there is stuff in here that I can't bring to you.
Can we just pause this for 2 seconds?
Office for the founders so that you can get the...
This really, really bothers me. And Red does this a lot, and a few others of them do this too, where they tell people to go rewatch the damn recorded webinar. because you can miss something and blah, blah, blah.
Uh-huh.
Here's the thing, red. If you actually wanted people to get everything that they could out of those webinars, you first of all wouldn't make them 5-6 hours long. And secondly, you'd actually make sense in them. I could watch the same webinar 10 times, and I assure you, I am not getting anything out of it the 10th time that I didn't get the first time. And it just drives me nuts that they're like, go watch it again. I'm like, why? If they were already there for it, they don't need to go watch the recorded one now. Like, imagine not only watching all these webinars, which we rag on that fact all the time, right? But imagine watching them and then rewatching them. Jesus Christ, like, when are people supposed to do anything else?
Yeah, exactly. They're not.
Information on it as well. Let's get going. Okay, so first off, then I gave a bit of an update about the rhetoric that is being used within certain places online, within Facebook and YouTube and all over the place. We've certainly got a lot of MLM feel in some places. Okay, and this really needs to stop, guys. I'm not going to go big on it now because I said it yesterday, and it is also in the written as well. You can read that about what terminologies are not allowed to be said, and we need to change these words for other similar words so that we can move completely away from that area of what was that is certainly isn't now. That's for sure. Ash then came on. He said, I'm Ash Mufara, and if founders do not follow the rules, they're negative, racist, or
did they get another letter?
Not an ONPASSIVE, then I'm not your friend. Other than that, yep, sure, I am your friend. Gary Ling, thank you so much
Ash
for
is
your
the racist one.
I believe I was born to change your life, therefore humanity. Now, can we
pause this again?
Deny that this is what Ash.
I am literally trying to think of a time that I have heard other people be racist. And like the only time I could think of was one of the times that Ash was really racist. And then like Chris and Marty and them like semi joined in. Right. So it like kind of got a bit worse. But I can't think of a time that anyone else out here in that company, quote unquote, has ever been racist like Ash has.
Right. Exactly.
So Ash has one hell of an audacity to even come out here and give a speech on that and be all like, you won't be my friend if you're racist. He's the one that's racist. If I was going to report anyone in this thing for being racist, it would be him. So it's like, this is now the second time they've gone on about this, right? And I'm just kind of like, but it is Ash. So who is he talking to when he comes out? And like, did I miss something? Because I literally like can't think of a time that other people were racist in this for real.
No, I can't either.
Yeah, no, I just
is going to be doing. He is such a visionary in what he has done already, but also what he wants to try and achieve. And everything that he is doing is for the greater good. What do I mean by that? I'm not talking about religion here. I'm talking about helping people. That is what his greater good is. He wants to help people, period. There is no other agenda that he has, not monetary, not fame, not fortunes, but he wants to be known and recognized when he's here, when he's gone, as the person that made a change, made a difference. He then called upon, he then talked about Dr. Susan. She is the head of the O Media team over there in Dubai. And he said there is no titles to describe her caliber. Now, for us that have been on the calls, let's talk about caliber a little bit here. I think we should all agree here now that the caliber of the people that are in O Media that we have been introduced to so far is far higher and superior to what I was expecting as far as employees is concerned in these departments. We heard a little bit about it, but boy, have I been blown away.
I have never, ever heard something so insulting in all my life. Like, he's like, the people that they've introduced to us at O Media are of way, way higher caliber than I thought they were going to get. Like, what does that even mean? What was he expecting?
And also, it's like, so what is that saying about all of the founders? It's like, oh, they're so high caliber, so now all the founders are chopped liver.
Yeah, like, I have no clue how you make a statement like that and insult literally every single person here. Like, okay, everyone watching this video would be insulted by that statement, I would hope, but whatever. So weird.
Yeah, but that's what they do, is they insult people and just keep on going, and people clap.
Every
It's like
single
they're
time
right,
you see
they're
any of
sucking
them
up to them
on the
this
O
week.
Media. He then said, she actually did change my life and the vehicle to empower ONPASSIVE in a very big way, to change all of our lives. I had multiple successful attempts to increase the capacity of Zoom. He does apologize for that. Rick Cozens, thank you so much for your super sticker, sir. But as he said at the time, his hands are tied. There is a possibility to go have a much higher capacity, but then that's a much higher price. Already there's so many hurdles, agreements to be signed, etc. And to be honest, it just really isn't worth it at this time, because Perriet du Perron, thank you so much for your super sticker. Very kind of you. Why? Because there is a better solution.
Can I just say, it really pisses me off that, okay, number one, typically I have no problem of people giving, creators super stickers. However, these are founders giving another founder super stickers, and those founders giving these super stickers have no income from ONPASSIVE, but are supporting people like Red by giving super stickers. That's what I have a problem with.
Yeah, like, please do not send me a super sticker if you do not have money for it. I'll be just fine.
Same. It's just, but and I feel like that they're taking advantage of people in that way. And then also, those people like get called out so they feel special. And so
Yeah,
that
it's the
encourages other
favoritism.
people to do it.
Yeah, see, my issue is more the favoritism that comes with that, especially in something like this, where it's like, now that person's given a super chat, they get their name listed out.
Uh-huh.
Now they have free brand marketing and whatnot for their ONPASSIVE scam. And so then it becomes like a competition almost. And it just feels iffy.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep going.
Coming.
Chalupa, come lay
Guess
down,
what that
sweetie.
one's called? Yep, you've guessed it. It is called O Connect. He then said, introduced Dr. Susan. She came on and she did a presentation about what O Media is going to do, the challenges, what they're all about, etc. But one of the things she did say is that there is going to be a weekly newsletter coming out from O Media to us, the founders, very shortly. In fact, I do believe it is going to start.
Okay, I just have to stop. Now they need a weekly newsletter, because it's not good enough having, these LCs run around the internet
Don't
doing
even know.
recap after recap. But now we need a newsletter in addition to the, summaries that are written about the webinars and the recaps of the webinars.
Newsletter number
information.
one. Newsletter number one still has not launched.
Language, the approved language, and list that out and what those terms mean in the ONPASSIVE world. Boy.
Oh.
As soon as next week. Don't hold me to it, but this is my belief.
Don't
that it is
hold
going
me
to
to
be
anything here.
Well. She also introduced us to OnJoy. Now, remember, we were introduced this to us last week on the webinar. And again, she introduced us to how it's going to work and what it's going to be all about. Now, For you guys out there, if you are going to type about OnJoy, it is one word, ONJOY, not two words, one word, OnJoy, and all in capitals, guys, please. Okay, like many
More
of
like on
the
passive
words that we use in OnPassive in capitals. And this is expected to be live and coming out in the second quarter of 2023. Okay, so that's next year. So in round figures, June, July-ish of next year, maybe around that sort of time. Okay, again, let's not fix dates on it. This is what we are aiming for, but as with everything in OnPassive,
fix dates on anything.
Sometimes it's quicker,
here.
sometimes it is a little bit longer. So this is a three-way conceptual tool. It incorporates education, principles, and manners. The triangle of all of this is to have fun in a meaningful way. Now, we are not taking over in any way the family environment. What we want to do is enhance the family environment by having this ability to use OnJoy within the family environment. And it is
okay. So what about culturally, cross-culturally? What there's different values across cultures. So now you're going to decide what all of the kids around the globe need based on what? Who's putting that together?
But that's the thing, is that it's different everywhere.
How is there one size fits all?
That there isn't. And even with education systems, they're all different everywhere, like we talked about. Like, there unfortunately is no way to create like one agency or organization that would then be able to like save all the children or all of humanity from anything. It just is what it is. But I'm still laughing at his like nonchalantness to the fact that sometimes they don't do things on time. He's like, oh, sometimes it doesn't happen right away. Sometimes it takes a while. Like how we said we were going to launch in 2018 and it's going on 2023 and we still haven't yet. You know, like 5 years or so.
So I do have to point out Monhan's comment. They'll paywall the newsletter after the first teaser issue. And I would not be surprised.
Yeah, it'll be like $3 a page after that. They'll be like, I'm sorry, we're having trouble publishing this, you know. We need you to start paying.
And are they going to publish it in multiple languages? Because that's been like such a thing.
But here's the thing. Wasn't the friggin' website and everything supposed to be in multiple languages?
Yes.
None of that has happened. Like, none of it has. So, like, I'm assuming no. I'm assuming we're lucky if we even have it in proper English.
There are different languages. When you go to the website now, there is a drop down that says Arabic, Bangla, Hindi, Dutch, English, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, Russian, Spanish, Telugu, and Urdu.
I've heard it's very bad.
I'm sure that it is.
Yeah, I've heard the translation is not the greatest. It's very Google Translate.
Well, I mean, think about what they have to start with that's written so piss poorly.
Exactly.
And now we're going to translate this into other languages.
That is exactly the issue, is that it's not even written in proper English. So then because they're translating it with like an AI bot, if you will, right? So like it ends up translating and not making sense because the sentence structure in English doesn't make sense. So then the bot can't sort out how to make it make sense in another language. So apparently it's very broken when it translates.
So it just gets worse.
Yeah, like basically
with
that's
each
exactly
translation.
What happens. It's worse. Like the translation gets completely lost. It
becomes a telephone game.
Exactly. So apparently it's not the greatest. So I don't have much hope for anything. They don't have, which they would be able to, by the way, they don't have somebody that literally knows the language sitting down and translating it. Right. They have the ability to. They have enough people in this thing that they could do that. And then someone might actually be able to. But again, they don't even edit the English. So like, how much hope can we put into, anything here, really, but that especially. But that's the best way to translate. Like, the Google Translate even screws up French and Italian. Like, it just sucks. So that's what I
Right.
mean. It's just, think about what it would be like trying to translate something of ONPASSIVE.
Okay, let's
It's
continue
going to be
here.
so beneficial to millions, in my understanding, of families out there to help their children. Colonel Lee, thank you for your super sticker, my friend. So the name OnJoy was created after much research and to determine the final name. And she actually said that the reason they came up with OnJoy is because if you're talking about kids, what is the first thing that pops into your mind with the line of how we have our products? Oh, kids, obviously. And they did a research on it. And kids don't like being called kids at the end of the day, do they? You know, kids actually want to be called something else rather than a kid. So OnJoy was created.
Not really. My daughter loves being called a kid, but
age groups from birth all the way up to the late teens. This is a very massive platform for mothers to have a safe content for their children up through to the late teenage years all the way from birth. So OnJoy, we're Ernest Martinez. Thank you for your super sticker. OnJoy will be targeting new mothers, mothers with teenagers, single parents, all sorts of demographics, but people with children. So there's going to be 3 age groups, and that's birth to 5 years, 6 to 12 years, and then 13 to 18. So the whole of the teenage years. Where's it going to be? All over the globe, all countries, all across the globe. The first rollout will be in a few languages, mainly Arabic, English, Hindi, and French. But obviously, there will be more languages to follow as we continue the rollout of it. It is one of a kind platform specializing in kids content and education and entertainment platform. It's basically going to be all that a mother or child needs to have for their educational use. Provides a more contained.
Please. As a mother with a kid who is 8 years old, just turned 8, on the spectrum, I don't know if that matters or not in this conversation, maybe or maybe not. Literally, it is humanly impossible for me to actually have a completely safe platform of kids content. I am not joking with you. Even Netflix is not safe. Disney is about all we got, and even that has some adult content where if I am not careful, my kid could get a hold of it. So there literally is no place. Here on YouTube, they tried YouTube Kids. Parents with kids that are watching this, you may be very familiar. It's awful. It's shit. I cannot just put my kid on YouTube Kids and then walk out of the room and let her just watch whatever the heck she wants. People literally that want to prey on children put stuff set to kids on purpose, and then it just ends up there. So this is what I'm saying. Like, we have had companies that have run media places, production companies, everything, streaming platforms, the likes, all try to put together a platform that is completely safe for kids so that us parents that are very lazy can have the television parent our kids for us. Because apparently that's what we do now. And it hasn't happened yet. The chances of ONPASSIVE now being able to come out with anything even close to like what YouTube has here, or like what Disney has that they've provided, or what even like a streaming platform such as Tubi, which we also use, has a kids area. And even that has some like Minecraft reactions and stuff that I'm kind of like, I don't really want Hannah watching this. These guys are a little bit too much for my kid. And things like that. Like, they haven't even done it. So this is what I mean. I have no faith in this company whatsoever being able to. There is no way, unfortunately, to have that. It is a completely impossible feat, first and foremost. To promise people that and say this is for sure completely safe content, 100% for kids, is almost not fair to parents or kids, because as I pointed out, a lot of people just kind of put on that platform and then leave the room with their kid watching whatever. You have to be very careful with that crap. And I have no faith here because they're claiming that the content that will be on this is the content they're providing. They don't have a contract with a production agency other than apparently their own media, their own play, their oh my God, I am very scared, basically, because again, what content are you making? What are you basing this for? Like you brought up before, Alonda, like what are the standards we're going by, right? Like we have no clue, and they're never going to provide us that information. So it's making my head explode as a mother that they are now preying on parents, especially, and promising this is going to be some kind of kid-safe video platform. Like, what video are you going to make for the kiddies, Red?
Yeah.
Like, it's creepy. Stop this madness. Rant over. Sorry, I was having a full-on aneurysm.
It's okay.
Environment and content for kids to spend values and principles. This is what is going to be taught to their kids from birth all the way through to make it a lot easier for parents or caregivers to give their journey with their kids and control the content that they are exposed to. I think if you have kids, grandkids, or whatever it may be at the moment, having to control what they watch is so hard. You know, you give them a tablet, they know how to go around a tablet better than we can, and
that's
they
why
end
you
up being on
watch
YouTube
them.
looking at stuff you can't control or whatever it may be.
Why you watch
with
them, take
Enjoy,
their remote.
all of that parental control is there.
Well,
they can't move off Enjoy to something else because it is all contained within there. And this provides mothers and child's journey all together, all in one place. It's also going to include nutrition, psychological experts, doctors, childcare consultants, and a lot more as well. It's going to help mothers deal with babies' nutrition, changing needs, breastfeedings, and it's also going to help to deal with many of the other children's needs, you know, friends at school, etc., stuff like that. It's also going to have a completely different feel as well, as far as the teenage part of it as well. That's going to be much more interreactional, much more videos, games, etc. So there is going to be within Enjoy something for every single kid out there all the way through their lives. And remember, we have also got another product as well, Oh My Life. You'll be able to document all of this as well along the journey that you have with your kids. Ash said, Enjoy is one-of-a-kind platform being developed in-house with all the tools required.
Can we pause
everything
this
is ONPASSIVE made. So everything to do with
Whoa. Sorry, you just slipped in that we're going to have an O-Life platform where that's where you share your life with your kids to everybody?
Apparently.
You have to be very careful about what you share about your kids on platforms. As someone
yes,
that
you do.
shared about my own, when I was like doing bump blogging stuff and MLMs and stuff, like before I came on here, you like, it's okay to share here and there, but you have to be very careful. And I just don't understand what this O-Life thing is now. How do you talk about education and having psychologists and child educators around and then turn around and say, but then we have this O-Life platform where we suggest you post up your kids? Because like those educators and whatnot, they're going to tell you to be very careful with what the hell you post up. So it's like a mixed message to me. And again, like, what are we like doing on here? Like, what is this O-Life thing now? Like, we're gonna have kids, so the kids come on and watch, and we indoctrinate them into the cult, and then we have O-Life, where we do O-exploitation of our families. For what reason? For manipulation purposes? I don't know. Just to share with each other? Can you just do that? Like, I share family pictures that I don't share online at all with friends and family and email. It's a great thing. You should try it. Aren't you supposed to have O-Mail? What is O-Life for?
I think he's just making up stuff, honestly.
Next, they're going to have Oh My Wife, and it will be a cucking wife swap.
Right?
Like, Jesus Christ, I don't know what's going on here anymore. What is the point of this? Like, because I'm thinking in my head, remember what this is supposed to be for. Running your goddamn business. That's what we're doing here. So, like, again, I have done a whole video on how when I was in MLMs, they, like, make you post up about your kids, especially the one I was in. Scentsy, very, very bad for that. More so than It Works. They made me too. But Scentsy has a whole line of kids products. They're very bad. So then I'm looking at this like, is that what it's for? Because that's not good. I don't ever recommend that as someone that's lived through that hell. So I'm having a hard time. Like, I'm kind of like, why would you be sharing your life if this is an app that's helping you run your business? You know, like what's that for?
Well, I mean, we don't even know what, OnPassive is all about. I mean, is it even to help you run a business anymore? We don't
Good point.
know.
Good point. How dare I? We could be totally past that by now. And that could no longer be what we're doing here at all.
Because remember, it has evolved.
I spoke too soon. Damn it.
It's an evolving thing.
Yeah,
Joy
it's
is
evolved so much
internal. We
can't
haven't
catch up
taken
with it.
something from somewhere else and brought it in and revamped it and made it something else. No. This has all been 100% done in-house. This platform will make a difference, starting with
it's
our
them
children.
Doing it.
Remember, they are the future, guys. We need to start re-educating not only us, but our kids to respect elders, to say please, say thank you, all the rest of it. So OnJoy is going to have a massive impact as far as that is concerned. Then Dr. Sarah said, we are going to be in charge of women as well. This is a separate platform. We'll be able to work this in tandem with OnJoy. OnJoy is going to be a paid subscription, so a monthly subscription basis. Obviously, all of these details will come out when we get closer to the launch. It's a meaningful, highly effective platform to teach the children of the future. Lewis White, thank you so much, lovely, for your super sticker. Then we went over to the Hyderabad team, okay, and they gave us a presentation of the back office again, the OBS, the ONPASSIVE Business Solution Office. Remember last week we didn't have time to show it, so this week we were shown Tracker and everything that it can do. This is going to be a paid product, subscription based, and the tech team gave us a full working of what it's going to do. I'm just going to take a quick sip of this. So we had a screen share and they showed us what our O-Tracker was going to do. Without going through what it can do and all the rest of it, it is an analytical device that Anthony Abetti, thank you so much for your super sticker. It's an analytical device that works in the background and it gives you all sorts of information that you would need either as a customer that has a website or a business to know where people are coming from to your website, how long they stay there, what devices they've come from, the area, age demographics, plus a load more as well that is part of the features of it. This works in tandem with every single product of OnPassive in the background, and it is going to be invaluable, guys, to any serious person, whether it be business or individual that has anything to sell or as a website. So it was great. If you want to know more about it, go and watch the recording and you will be able to see all about that as well. Ashstead is a B2C at the moment, which is a business to customer platform. This is an added product, a part of every other tool of OnPassive that will help the website user to make decisions based on the critical information that they will get from the analytics that it produces. Now, it might all sound very technical to many of the founders out here. Do you need it? No, you don't need it. Is it going to be beneficial to you? Yes, it's going to be beneficial to you, but you certainly don't need to have it per se. But if you are serious about your business, if you want to increase your views on your website, then it will certainly help you understand and know where your strengths and weaknesses are. He said there's also a chat bot, which is we've shown you before. We saw it for a few days within our own founders back office, and it follows you around. It looks like a little alien-y robot-y thing that follows you around all over the place. This is OChat, okay? And this will answer questions that may come up on that page that you are looking at. If the chatbot can't answer your questions, then it will get redirected to a live person at the other end. That is all coming up as well. Also, one of the features as well,
dinner's going to come up.
Was an IP blocker. Okay, again, if you want to know more about that, then you can go to the back office. Then we had a big gun. We were shown OConnect. Wow.
I keep trying to find out more about this IP blocker. I need to know, is this IP blocker going to be at the like level of like a VPN, or is this IP blocker going to be like what every Windows computer has, where you can literally just go in and have your IP switched like every day and blocked and whatnot for free? Or is it going to be like an IP blocker like you can download for free? I just want to know.
They're not going to tell us.
Like this is my issue, because my whole thing is, if you're going to come out here and you're going to have this company, right, and you're going to promise these people all these products, they better be something that is better than what's on the market, or at least like different in some way, other than oh, they were made by a company run by Mr. Ash Mufara. And I cannot find anything to do with that at all. I can't find for the life of me what any of these products have that other platforms don't have. And like, this would be a great time to explain that. And like OffPassive says, there's no info on this in the back office. Like, they don't explain anything. Like, why do I want to go with your IP blocker over just using like a VPN?
Yeah.
That's probably cheaper.
Much.
Okay, Monon says their IP. Oh, sorry, I was going to read it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I took it down. Hang on. I'll put it back up.
Says their IP blocker is supposed to allow website owners to block people who are sending malicious traffic. Of course, that's what firewall. See, and see, that's my thing. Is it going to be like a firewall, or like I have Windows, and if you are on a Windows computer at any time, laptop or desktop, by the way, you can go in and you can have it so that, you know, you turn on a free firewall even. I mean, it's not the best. I highly recommend getting a better one. But then you can also have like your IP address blocked. You can have it changed. You can have it hidden. So like, they really need to tell me if it's going to be better than these things. I need to know.
They're not going to.
That would be the selling point. And I think that's what pisses me off the most about these things. As someone that's like worked in sales, I'm always looking for the selling point. What is the selling point? It's usually the difference.
It's by ONPASSIVE.
And that's the only, like, that's literally the only one
It's ONPASSIVE.
that I always find is, it's like their only selling point is that they
it's in our
say
ecosystem.
Yeah,
It's
like
in our
they say it's
ecosystem.
going to be better. It's done for you, and then it's run by Mr. Ash Mufara, and it's a part of ONPASSIVE. And I'm like,
That's it.
okay, but that doesn't mean anything to
The end.
anybody.
But yes, it does. As long as they keep repeating that same thing, then it takes on a life of its own, and that's
Okay,
what they've
well,
done.
I've been listening to it for a year, and they haven't convinced me yet. So I'm just throwing that out there. Although, to be fair, I'm kind of a really big skeptic and hard to convince.
Well, yeah.
There's that.
We're not the people that they would be convincing, you know. We're the critical ones that are going to poke holes in things and go like, okay, this doesn't smell right.
But if they did have a good selling point, at least, I would be able to give them that. You know, and you would too. We would say, okay, well, at least they're offering something extra. Like when I found out, for example, that being an O founder meant that you got first access to things, I was like, okay, at least they are giving O founders something that other people are not getting. You know, that would be the quote unquote selling point of that, which they didn't bring up till the end, by the way. But hey, but it's like with anything else, I can't find anything that would be different or would be like a bonus of being a part of this company.
Wow. Now, I can't do it justice at all by talking to you guys here. You really do have to go and have a look at the recording. The features of OConnect and what it is going to do, phenomenal. I've got to say this.
Okay.
I had somebody reach out to me and say, I loved OConnect. It looked fantastic. Loved the features, but I couldn't see anybody on the screen. Well, that's because it was the working area, but it wasn't an in-session webinar. So because you couldn't have Zoom and an in-session webinar all at the same time, all going on. So it didn't make sense. So just for anybody who was looking at it, it wasn't working, 100% functional. It just didn't have people speaking backwards and forwards on it, because you can't have the two things going on anyway. But I thought I'd explain that to people in case they were expecting to see people going backwards and forwards on OConnect.
What?
But the beauty about OConnect, bar none, before I get into a bit more details about it, is everything is on one screen. Okay, you do not have to leave your screen to get any information. With Zoom, you have to click off sometime, go to the side of it, off screen. Everything is done within the screen it is itself. Very, very user-friendly. And remember, guys, the O Media team will be putting a training video together on how to use this product. So don't stress, don't worry about it. We will take you by the hand. We will lead you through it. Us leaders as well, we will do demos with you. We'll show you how to use it as well. So fret not, guys. We have got your back. We have got you covered. And by the time we have finished with you, you will be experts in OConnect, I can assure you. So it's got many, many new features. Any attendees, okay, they're all there at the top. Remember, no fake accounts, no mobile phone numbers, no Zoom this. Every single person who will use OConnect either has to have an avatar up there, okay, if they don't want to reveal their face, but that avatar itself will be a generical version of kind of what you look like, or it'll be your picture. So it is a completely AI-driven platform. It is not going to be a tough decision at all, guys, for people to use OConnect. Once they see it, they will have no choice but to want to use it, because of the visuality that it gives you, because of the ease, because of the features, because of what it can do that others can't do.
Pause this for a second. I just realized that they're trying to create an internet over here with no anonymity. And that's never going to fly, because they're sitting here and they're saying that if you want to go on OConnect or like OChat or any of these things, you have to have like your real name on there, right? You have to have your picture on there. So that means that you have to have a picture of you. So like Olanda, you wouldn't be allowed on there with just your Wonderbot avatar, for example. You would have to have a picture of you. And I probably wouldn't be able to go on there with my Halloween makeup on. It would have to be a picture of me, which isn't much different from me with Halloween makeup on, by the way. But that poses kind of an issue. Not everyone really wants to show their face.
Yeah.
And like Stricardo brought up, this thing's supposed to be all about security and whatnot. So you would think that they wouldn't have to have a picture of themselves up. Like that just seems to be a mixed message to me, where you're like, oh, top security, and then you're like forced to dox your face.
They are going to use it, whether we like it or not. They will want to use this platform because it is just far superior, and it has so much more to it. We haven't even mentioned
it's far superior, even though I've never seen it actually
work. Many people to use it. That's not even been mentioned. Just from the value and features that we give it, people are going to flock to it by the millions, guys. Just this one product. This one product on its own will set us free as far as OConnect ONPASSIVE is concerned. So it's a very self-explanatory process as far as OConnect is concerned, and it is there for the ease of the customer. Everything about this product is designed for ease of the customer. You'll be able to share files directly on the screen. You always have you can also add a direct link on the screen, so which is a call to action. If you're selling something and you're talking about it, people can just click on it straight on the screen, like I'm talking now. They can go click, and it'll take that person to the thing that you are talking about. It eliminates the dilemma and experience of other platforms. You know, the call to action. If you like what you see, get back to me. I'll put it in the chat, in the content underneath, all that sort of stuff. With OConnect, direct on the screen, click it. You haven't lost anybody at all. One screen, one application does everything. All attendees are verified real people, just like ONET and OMail. It has multiple themes and colors. It's got a calculator. It's also got sharings of videos, audio, text. You can bring videos from other areas into it as well. It pops up on the screen just by one click. Absolutely amazing. It's got an announcement area that you can bring in. The whiteboard. Wow. This is remember, Ash talked about the artificial intelligence whiteboard. Oh, my life. That is just amazing. Call to action feature, like I said, announcement area. It's even got individual sound effects. Now, we couldn't hear them our end, but I can assure you I have heard them from a video that was shared with some of the leaders. Amazing. So, for instance, if you are a YouTuber and you're doing breaking news, you've got one of the sounds that sounds like din, 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 you know, like breaking news. Absolutely crazy. If you wanted to cheer somebody because they have come on and said something, you wanted to go, way, you've got a clapping one there, or cheers. You can even say, way to go. Absolutely amazing. All these effects are on there. This is without backgrounds as well. If you notice around the edge of the screen, you can change the theme, the feel, not just black and white like we're looking at the moment with a black outliner. You can fill all that in and have all sorts of different things. You can mute cameras just by one click, mute all. You can drag people in. You can have different layouts. The recording feature, it's got a timer clock. I can keep going on and on and on about the features of O Connect, but it's safe to say, guys, it is going to blow anything else out of the water. It is absolutely, for me, the best product that I have seen so far. Like kissing marshmallows. It's overwhelming, actually.
Oh, my
And
God.
the competition, they are going to be worried, I can assure you. So he also then talked about OPlay. Now, this is going to be a free application. He also said OPlay, okay, is not available yet. Now, it is going to be on an app, okay? But please, guys, listen to what I'm saying now. If you see it anywhere, it does not come from the company, okay? Unless we tell you directly, don't click on anything, don't pay for anything, don't part with anything, or download anything until we give you the right directions for it, okay? We were shown what it's going to look like. They were only screenshots, but we were shown what it's going to be. It's going to be, first of all, it's going to be interactive trivia, fantasy sports, okay? This is going to be interacted with live games. So you might be thinking, well, how's trivia and fantasy sports going to be interactive with the game that I'm watching on TV? It's going to be along the lines of, if there's two teams playing, we'll say Ronaldo is one of them. It might flag up a question as you're watching the game of how many times has Ronaldo touched the ball? How many yards has he carried the ball? How many assists? All these type of things. These are the types of interaction trivia questions that will be asked. And obviously, the more correct ones you get, you go up a leaderboard and you can play against other people, all this sort of stuff. So that's how the interaction ones work, okay? So they get analytics from the game as it's going along, and they ask you these questions. How many times has the ball been headed? How many times has there been a throw-in? You know, all these types of things. There is also going to be a leaderboard. It's going to be available on all of the mobile apps as well and websites as well. And you can play to earn coins free, but you can also buy coins as well for added features and stuff. But let's reiterate one thing about OPlay. There is no gambling involved with it whatsoever. There is no chance. There is no unshady anything to do with OPlay. It is purely a pleasurable thing to be doing. So it is not a gambling type of thing or anything like that. But yes, you can buy extra coins to unlock other features and stuff like that. Okay. So Mr. Ash actually said himself he wanted to warn founders not to fall for apps in App Store. He said everything will be told how to get our apps in within the back office. And if you download any app from the store, you may get to the account information and it might take your information off you or whatever. So be really careful, guys. Remember, if we haven't said it, it's not real. Okay, pretty straightforward, really. So make sure.
And if they did say it, it's not real.
Understands that. So we really are rewriting the rules as far as the digital world is concerned. Why? Because we're doing it with heart. We're not doing it for profit. We're doing it for the right reasons. We were then went to another part of the world and we were introduced to a new person. This was a guy called Dr. Tarek, or Tarek, actually, Tarek, T-A-R-E-K. He's known as the strategist. So what's his job role within ONPASSIVE? He's the guy that looks at trends, looks at areas, looks at things that are happening or going to be happening, and what are those areas that we should be in. Now, what that is everything. That is from finances to trends of what people are using, all sorts of things like this. So he has worked for so many different people, governments, top officials. He is a prediction analyst, and he's now working full-time for ONPASSIVE. And Ash actually said that it took it a lot of time and consultation with Dr. Tarek to get him to come full-time to ONPASSIVE. He has a passion for solving things, this guy. He doesn't complain about anything, about broken markets or anything like that. He is a guy that gets the job done. Vanna Posarova, thank you for your super sticker. He's a global strategist and business licensed trainer, and he has the right for years, has been the right for years of many economic, he's been so right for years, let's get the terminology right, on so many of the global economic factors. And I presume a lot of these are the trends of where we are at the moment, for instance, in a bit of a depression. I'm sure he got that one as right as well. So his field is global business consultant, specializing in strategical mapping, expertise in management solutions. He's got 3 MBAs. that's pretty impressive on its own. He's also got a PhD from the US and over 20 years of experience in over 42 countries. His core business is evaluation everything on the most potent ways of investments on the company side globally, working before for over 56 companies, but he's now, as I said, full-time with ONPASSIVE. And the goal is for the founders to achieve the most profitable return on their participation as a founder and reseller. Now, that is music to my ears, guys. When we have a guy of this caliber who is working on our behalf to make us as successful as possible, that is amazing to me, that someone like that is working on our behalf. I mean, that just blew me away. He's not only that, he's also written 17 different books. I struggle to read 17 books, let alone write 17 books. He's also worked in finding appropriate business investment solutions for the company, and this is obviously going to benefit us as founders immensely because the company is going to be sound and secure. He said he was very excited to join the ONPASSIVE team, and he then told us about why Dubai is a very good focal point for where we want to be and why we have a presence there. It gives a greater chance of business in the artificial intelligence. In Dubai, 94% of people use the internet in Dubai, and it works really great with the structure of the artificial intelligence and what we're trying to achieve, especially with a high percentage of internet users. $95 billion of investment is in technology within Dubai. I mean, that is 3.6% of the 2030 financial budget. That's just amazing. Arta Scuccia, thank you so much for your super sticker. So Dubai really is a fantastic place to be. In 2018, the city of Dubai was number 12 in the world of attracting investors, and now it's at number 10, and this is going to be rising up to number 6, all because of the investment within the artificial intelligence and technology fields. Ash said that Dr. Tarek was an invaluable member and is looking forward to how he is looking at many of the global markets. Also, Dr. Tarek as well is going to be heavily involved in Academy. Remember, he's got his doctorate, he's got his MBA, sorry. So he will be developing courses along these lines, whether they're part-time, whether they're full-time, etc. But again, what a great thing to have in the ONPASSIVE arsenal, to have somebody of this caliber who will be doing courses within Academy. It really is going to be amazing when we get there. Then she came out. Dr. Soha, S-O-H-A. Okay, let's make sure we call her the right name. Dr. Soha. Okay. What a firecracker she is. What a head of the O Media department she is going to be. Absolutely loved her. I think she was very dynamic, intelligent. She knew what she was trying to achieve. And I think she's going to be a fantastic face of the O Media department. Amazing woman. And I think what an asset for us as founders to have this person as the spokesperson for O Media. You know, we couldn't ask for anyone better. And I think she's going to really, really do us proud. She then talked to us about quite a lot of things. I'm not necessarily going to go over them here because they are really only founders' things. And she touched on quite a lot of things that you probably need to know as a founder. Rather than sitting here and itemizing every single one, I think it's better for you as a founder to go into your back office, okay, and read what she had to say, because then you'll understand it better rather than listening to me do it. But one of the things that I really picked up on when she was saying about some of the terminologies, like I did at the beginning, of what is not acceptable and all the rest of it. One thing struck out more than anything for me about all this. She said she's worked for so many companies in the past, and she is well versed to fighting battles, to putting out fires on a daily basis. But all of these things have always been of external nature, from other people that are trying to harm her company. She's never worked with a company where there's so many people who are doing it from within. Now, that hit a really big chord for me, and it should do to you as well as a founder. Why are people almost blowing up things within their own business? We should be at the core of protecting our business, not trying to rip it to pieces. And it really struck a chord with me that actually she's absolutely right. You know, we shouldn't allow other founders within our own business to use words, to use rhetoric that they shouldn't be using about the company. We should be doing something about this. And what do we do to do something about it? Well, for a start, you let somebody know. Let one of the leaders know about people who you feel haven't got the company at heart, for whatever reason it may be. Give them the details, and then we can escalate it to the right departments to be taken care of. There is no room at this stage, guys. Tony Monk, thank you so much for your very kind super sticker. There is no room, guys, at this stage in the game to allow anybody to derail what we have worked so hard over the last 4
Is it just me, or is he getting a lot of super stickers?
He's getting more than usual.
Yeah.
4.5 years to achieve. Dr. Soha said this perfectly, and I suggest every single one of you go over and read what she had to say. I will finish off again with what we were told a little bit about last week, that when we hit the World Cup on the 20th of November, that's going to be in a 3-stage campaign. I keep using the word campaign until we've got another one. But I know that we're not keen on using that name. But it's going to be 3-phase. Obviously, branding awareness, okay, is going to be the first one, and revamping humanity, that kind of feel. The second one is going to be all about the free products of ONPASSIVE, and the third one is going to be all about the paid products of ONPASSIVE. Absolutely loved what Dr. Soha had to say. I think she is going to be phenomenal for us. I really do. I think she's going to keep us informed, updated. I love the way she presented. I like the way that she was relaxed but very serious at the same time. And I'm sure she's going to do an amazing job for us. So she said this is what she said. She said, we are in the building phase of ONPASSIVE. We can't afford to fix the breaking by some founders' publications. Developing countries will be impacted by this technology. Therefore, OMedia conducted a study to uncover the preparations for developing countries to face in digital transformation from perspective of the media aspects into the area of artificial intelligence and the application of metaverse. What does that mean in plain English? It basically means part of the job of what OMedia was doing and has implemented is to do a survey over the globe of where they see artificial intelligence and the impact of it going in the future. That's important so that we can have a strategical direction as far as implementing our products and services to these countries and which is the right route to go down. So the study conducted among 400 media experts from developing countries through electronic questionnaires and finding their vision to manage this development in the area of artificial intelligence. What else was said? Okay, so that was basically it from Dr. Soha. There was a lot more to it as well, guys. There really was, and please go over there and have a look at it. In recap to this meeting, we were given a lot of information. OConnect was the piece de resistance as far as I was concerned. To see it working, to see how it was going to do what we have been told it's going to be done was amazing. And I thought it was an amazing webinar as well. Special thanks, I have to say this because I thought she did an amazing step-in job, is to Jean Oliva. Wow, you absolutely blew it out of the water. Very professional. You kept everybody in line. You did such a good job. Absolute natural. And I have to say, you are a diamond in the rough as far as ONPASSIVE is concerned. And I certainly look forward to working alongside you again. You did such an amazing job. So that's it from me for this one. Remember, guys, I can't give you all of the information all at once on these recaps. All I can do is give you an overview. Please go back and listen to it. That's it for me for now. I said I'll be finished at 2:45 for Chris. He's coming on right the way now. And then Marty is at the top of the hour. And then after that, 1 o'clock, we've got another webinar that's posted in the back office with
That's just not enough.
Okay, thanks very much for your super stickers. Thanks to the Tea Clubbers, all in green here. And I'll catch you on the live tomorrow. Bye for now.
We just need more webinars.
I don't get that because of, once again, by the way, I hope you enjoyed my picture. I fixed it.
Oh, you did. Thank you.
And I don't know, what are they supposed to be doing? So he wants them to watch the webinar he just did right now. He wants them to go watch Chris after this. Then he wants them to watch Marty. Then he wants them to watch another webinar. And let's not forget, you're supposed to also rewatch the webinar.
That was like 3 hours long.
Yeah. So like how much of your day is left after that? And then you're also supposed to go and be in the back office and, it's so much for nothing.
Yep.
Big Brother is watching you. And it's Ash Mufara. And that's scary as hell.
It is.
I'd rather it be Satan.
And so I just wanted to read, and hopefully we will be able to get to the full video, but it's Ash's final comments. The overwhelming concern for completion is now over. Like kissing marshmallows in the future for anyone to use.
What?
Yeah.
What's
loves-
with all the kissing shit?
He loves saying that. It's such a weird expression, kissing marshmallows. 3 videos for BN Sports campaigns to be presented during World Cup. BN Sports already showing the ONPASSIVE logo. Woo! Give much more attention to ONPASSIVE as a new way in the digital world. Just witness the evolution. Final housekeeping
evolution.
notes.
Oh my
Videos
God, the
being produced
evolution.
by founders. Promote one team, one company. There are no teams, all united. Eliminate all communication with this subject. Use only company communications. Well, where are those? What are those? How do you know? Comply with the company rules that are not specified or written down.
Right?
Everyone needs to be very accurate and transparent as a company, even though Ash is never transparent.
No, nothing is.
money
Everything's a
talk.
big secret.
No money talk, severely damaging the company. Please remove all content on any media platform now or 4 years ago.
What? Now or 4 years ago?
Yeah,
Or now, from now until 4 years ago?
I'm just reading what's written. ONPASSIVE
Okay.
has evolved beyond commissions. TV
Okay,
and web
since when?
format of the 3 videos will be available for sharing coming soon. Simultaneous ad campaigns in Dubai and BN Sports, and more to be revealed. Nothing is predictable because nothing ONPASSIVE does is predictable. Of course, because you're all shooting it from your hip and just kind of like, well, what are we doing now, guys? I don't know. Let's just throw this shit out there. The O Media team will provide channels for posting events and other media presentations.
Okay, so wait. Now is nobody else allowed to post other than the
Oops. I'm
other
sorry,
than
I
the
accidentally.
media people?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is like, so now everything has to be scrutinized, and now only certain people are allowed to post.
Like,
I
I
don't.
don't understand. We need a song to figure
Well,
this
I
out.
mean, everything is always clear as mud.
Yeah, I love it for us. We're doing a great job
It's like
figuring it out.
we're gonna clear this all up by just confusing you further.
And we will know exactly what's going on with this scam in the year 2055. I promise. By then.
I mean, I find it interesting and amusing that there is this push to delete past content.
I'm so confused as to what that does. Like, if I went right now and I deleted all of my past drama content, does that mean that none of it happened? Because, like, I may be down, but I'm just saying, I don't think that that's how that works.
No, I don't think so either.
Like, it's like that. And that's my point. It's like, you can't just erase that content because at that time, like, even the content from 4 years ago, at that time when that content was made and put out onto this platform, I'm assuming, like YouTube being the platform it got put out on, like, it was true of that time. It was repeated at that time. And then they took it and they put it on 30 other channels. So it's like, how are you ever going to ever do that? You can't do that.
So Johnny says it's called memory holing. I'm not familiar with that.
Pepperidge Farms remembers, if you ask DC Media Girl. Sorry. Okay. But that's what I mean. The internet is forever. So you can't like erase this like past scam content. I mean, even you and I have covered a bunch of it. So like, it's not gone. We even have some on our channel. So it's like you and I have a year's worth. So
Okay, so I found memory holing is an action or instance of alteration or disappearance of inconvenient or embarrassing documents, photographs, transcripts, or other records.
I just put all mine out there. I'm just like, this is me. Ha ha. So then you can't come for me. I make fun of myself first. But like that's my thing though, is that like you can't really do that though. It doesn't erase it unless for the new people. Any new person that joins this thing might now not be able to go back. But like I said, even that doesn't work because you and I have covered it. Spencer's covered it.
Yeah.
Yes, Kiwi Farm and Pepperidge Farms. We'll always remember.
So yeah, as try as he will to put that genie back in the bottle, it's already out there running around.
I don't understand like what that's supposed to do. Because it's like, again, any of those founders that were promised, like let's say that Mike Ellis 3 years ago made a video where he was promising people a big return with this thing, right? Deleting it today does not at all take away the fact that at that time, 3 years ago, all those people were promised that big return that they never got. So it doesn't do anything. There's no point in dirty deleting.
And yet here we are. And here we are.
I need to start thinking people are dumber and have like memories like fish. Because I'm always like, there's no sense deleting that. Everyone will remember it. 34.
Song 34. Let me find it. Oh.
Like, I feel like we've done a pretty decent job of archiving like most of their stuff.
A lot of this.
We've gone all the way back to their stuff in 2018. And that's what I mean. Like, there's no way to erase it. Like, even archivers couldn't archive this thing because, like you said, there's just so much on so many different channels. So you got to just grab the main stuff that you can get. And we've kind of already done that. So I don't know, like, what they are expecting by erasing it today. It doesn't take away what happened with it 3 years ago.
Yeah. All right. So here we have the chosen song,
34.
Song 34.
Yay!
Freedom. ONPASSIVE loosens all the chains on you. And now
Scam Candle, send me another Dear There letter.
Knowing we are stronger when we're unified, no longer holding back the dreams that we now know are coming true. Freedom, 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 freedom. ONPASSIVE rests when all the world is fed. Hand in hand we forge the path ahead. Knowing we are stronger when we unify, no longer in the grasp grasp of all the wrongful ways that we've been led. Freedom passes, sets all the chains. Freedom passes the world and gains us freedom.
This is so ironic.
Freedom.
For a cult.
Freedom.
We're trying to stop people from having to buy the $97 account, Nilo. Can you give a refund to those that we have gotten that had a $97 account that have canceled their accounts and have yet to get their refund? I have a whole list of them. I'll hand it to you. You can give it to Ash. How about that, Nilo?
I'm sure Ash will be just right on that.
I mean, like, I literally, for the last year that you and I have covered this, I've had like a lot of people come to me and be like, I asked for a refund and it's been a month or two and I still don't have one. It's an issue. He needs to stop telling people that they're going to get their refunds if he's not going to give their refunds. And he has a week maximum to get Barbara her refund. Because he would have gotten that message. If he can delete her account and kick her out of everything, he can get a refund. Thank you. Alonda here does work.
Yeah, I'm an instructional designer.
I'm a stay-at-home mom. I unfortunately have a child on the spectrum who doesn't do a full day of school. So I just kind of hang out here.
Chalupa, tamale. I'll be right out there, sweetie pie.
But yeah, Barbara, get a hold of me like next week via email if you still have not gotten your refund, because I will help you report them to all of the places necessary that will actually go and ensure that you do get your refund. There are places you can go to, but we do have to give him at least a couple weeks just in case. And then we'll see what happens. But since he did kick you out this last week, he's got about a week left. And then if you don't have it, I mean, it's fair for us to say he's obviously trying to rip you off out of your refunds.
Well, guys, I've got to get going because my husband just popped in here, and that's why you heard the dogs go nuts. But thank you for everyone who participated in the chat, and thank you to our lurkers. And Beth, thank you for your time. I appreciate, of course, my mods. Thank you so much for being here. And we will get to the next stream sometime probably next week. And I may this weekend do a cozy game stream because I'm enjoying just doing some cozy games.
Yes, and Hannah really likes the unpacking. And Scam Chan, I say 2 weeks. I say 2 weeks because they'll argue that it can take up to 5 business days to get a refund to someone. They have that right legally. They have 2 weeks to issue the refund. And then after that, it can be considered them refusing to issue it, especially if they've like booted her out of the accounts and stopped all access to the back office. Then we can for sure be like, this wasn't done. I agree that, like, you know, the next day, if you don't get your refund, it's fair to be like, well, I think I'm getting ripped off, but we still have to give them enough time legally before we can be like, this is now considered a scam.
Well, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your evening. I've got to go catch up with my husband. Don't forget, you're beautiful and I love you. Until next time. Be good, be safe, be vigilant out there. Good night, everyone.
And I love you too. Thank you for coming.